Morning traders, and this is your Dow Jones day trade review for today. We are switching across to the Bill Williams moving into December now. It's just starting to look like a pretty good strategy to trade right now. That's pretty much why we're going to switch to it. And it normally happens like this when I'm expecting a Christmas rally. It becomes a lot easier to trade this strategy than anything else. Okay, at this stage, we've had this really strong rally, sort of over 2 weeks, and then we consolidated here, and we started consolidating late last week purely because we have the Feds coming up this week. Okay, so we started consolidating. Then we had the terrorist attack over the weekend on Saudi oil fields, and the markets dropped. But it is holding up pretty strong. Okay, so we've got a few things here on the higher time frames. That's the first one. Okay, we then have, if we come to the daily, we have a level right here where price is, and then we have another level over there. Okay, and then there is even a third level here. Okay, so there's inside tails there. The next one are pretty much all the way down here. Okay, so this is the area that I'm watching, in other words. Okay, now the other thing to bear in mind is we have that. Okay, so this was the original uptrend line, and that will definitely hold up price, and you can see how it intersects with these two levels here. So if we start moving down to the lower time frames, and for the Bill Williams, I do like trading the 12 minutes on this. It gives you a fairly good indication of when you can get in, and then you can switch to the higher time frames to trade on the hour, for example, while it trends. So you can see most of yesterday was pretty much up and down, up, down. So we are creating higher lows, and we're creating lower highs. So if we put that into context, we have a triangle, and that triangle at the moment is our consolidation pattern. So I expect this to continue pretty much most of this morning, and maybe even looking at a breakout of this consolidation today. Where that breakout's going to go to, let's come back to this level here. Let's put these levels back in. And one more. Okay. Okay, so where these levels are going, you see we are bouncing off this one here at the moment. We could argue that we are through it. We've gone through it twice now. So this bottom level is a distinct possibility that we get to today. So there's 27,022. Okay, now if I look to the left, there are some other micro levels here as well. So there's some areas of interest there. But for this strategy to work, you're looking at a lower time frame. So you can either use a 30-minute or a 12-minute to 15-minute. So if you look at this at the moment, you can see we're fairly flat and lots of indecision, tails up, tails down. Alligator was flat. This morning it turned down, but bouncing off this area here. So I do expect us to come back to the top of this triangle right now. So that's kind of a short-term trade at the moment. Not even looking at the Bill Williams, that's just structure. So long with a stop below this pin bar here. Okay, so if we come to the 12-minute, this is the one that I like trading. You can see yesterday was pretty much all over the place, and now we are below the alligator, which is indicating trend down at the moment, but I still very, very, very strongly suspect that this is going to hold, and a break above this level here is going to give us a small long of 22 points, which takes us pretty much up to this area here. So price action is going to be key, but I think we need to wait for the Feds to actually give us their positive data for the market to pop, and I do suspect that's what's going to happen. Okay, I know we are below the alligator at the moment, and we've got some crossovers happening. We've broken below, but there are some strong levels here, and this trend is fairly strong to the upside. And if I take it to the weekly, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's just get rid of all the noise. So we've had 3 strong weeks in a row, and now we're just sitting in limbo. So, when the weekly looks like that, the chance of us V-reversing is going to have to take some epic event for that to happen. So for me, I think the trend is still very strong to the upside, and we're gathering steam to break through the all-time high. Okay, that's kind of my view for today. Probably going to have to wait for Europe Open at least to see what happens. Maybe even ride through this limbo until the Feds come out. I think the Fed's meeting's on Wednesday. So that's kind of my view at the moment. So pretty much sit and wait or trade this triangle. So it's long off the bottom of the triangle, short off the top of the triangle. But just be wary that we're fairly close to something happening. So for me anyway, it's only 50 points. So I'd just rather stay out of it for now and wait for a direction change. Okay. Last thing on this is you're looking for fractal breaks. So fractal breaks are going to be, there's a fractal there. Okay. We have broken this fractal. We have broken this fractal here. So you could argue that we're going to come up, test the break here, then it's short, but that's why I say short off the top. And then if it does break to the bottom, you're kind of covered. You should be long at the moment, long for the top. But if it does break through to the upside, then you've got, you're in early. Okay, that's kind of the way I'm looking at it, and don't expect to make too much money on this triangle. So short of the bottom, long off the top until you get a break. When you get the break, you want to see a retest. So if it breaks the upside, come back and retest this trend line. You're long again with a stop below the triangle for the rally, and the rally should be the height of this triangle. Okay, so the rally should pretty much be 144 points, and you've got a gap here as well. Okay, and the converse is true to the downside. Okay, so at this moment, it does look like it's favoring a move to the downside, but I will just wait and see, because you are getting a trend to the upside here as well. Okay, so that's the way I'm traded. Trade this triangle until it breaks, and then you're looking for a break below these 2 fractal levels. This is the next fractal level break to the downside I'm looking for. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps. And whatever you do, stay safe and keep those stops tight. These triangles have a habit of faking out to one way and then reversing in the opposite direction. And the current trend right now is to the upside. So trade accordingly. Okay. Anyway, that's it for me today. Hope it helps. And I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.